In the last couple of hours, the shelling of the Bab al-Amr quarter of Homs, not the whole city, has been relentless. It started up, I would say, about an hour and a half ago in earnest, and it's been shells and rockets have been slamming in at the rate of certainly quite a few every minute. Just a relentless bombardment. Activists there say some buildings have been completely flattened by the intensity of the fire. They say at least 12 people have been killed. Now that figure came from more than an hour ago, and there's been very heavy bombardment since then. It's just a little bit quieter right now, but I'll play you the sounds that we're hearing just about half an hour ago. So you can see the intensity of it. I mean, just every few seconds an explosion, and this is a heavily built-up area with quite a lot of civilians still left there, although quite a number of families have left in the recent weeks, because for the past 2 weeks it's been basically besieged by government forces and very hard to get in and out.
I know one of my colleagues here in the newsroom has been looking at some of the footage, which is too graphic for us to broadcast, but it does show some dreadful casualties, including of children and babies.
That's right, yes. I mean, obviously we're seeing a lot of footage on YouTube, and it is too graphic to show, but there are pictures of a mother grieving over the body of a very young child still in diapers, probably about 6-7 months old, but the child has been very badly damaged by fragments from a rocket, apparently. Not quite clear whether it was clinging to life. It appeared to be dead, but the doctor was trying to resuscitate it with movements on its heart, but it did seem to be among the people who are believed to have died in this latest bombardment. The activists are saying that 2 children are among the 12 that they've have died so far, but that is a very provisional figure. Given the intensity of the shelling since that figure came in, I'm sure there will be a lot more casualties. They're saying well over 100 injured, and of course treating the injured is a huge problem.
And we've seen pictures earlier of tanks going in on these streets in the last day or so also. Does it look as though now there is going to be fighting on the streets? I mean, where are the opposition activists, and how well armed are they? Is this looking, like a potential slaughter in this city?
Well, that is what activists and human rights organizations fear, that there will be what they call a massacre if a ground operation, a ground offensive goes ahead. Now, the government has said it intends to clear out all these pockets of what they call armed terrorist gangs, is their label for armed oppositionists. There are believed to be at least several hundred, possibly even a few thousand fighters in Bab al-Amr. They have said they will make a stand there. Now, whether they will just melt away if they have the opportunity remains to be seen. They have in other areas, but for the moment it looks like it could be very, very serious if the government sticks to its word that it does intend to wipe out these pockets of resistance. Now, we've seen in the region many situations similar to this where a few hundred fighters, lightly armed with just Kalashnikovs and RPGs, rocket-propelled grenades, can hold off regular forces for long periods because they're fighting in terrain they know. It's quite hard to use tanks because it's not that difficult to knock them out with RPGs, which is why the government is having such trouble, because it has been in and out of these areas for months, but it hasn't been able to tame them. They go in with tanks, but they have to leave, and then they revert to control by the rebels. So the government does face a dilemma. It would probably lose quite a lot of troops if it did throw them in on the ground, assuming the rebel fighters stand and fight as they have said they will.